that I don't listen. It's just the way you're coming so close to me. It's just not that I don't feel the tension. It's just the way I want you to come closer. But they don't even know your name. It's just not that I don't listen. It's just the way you're coming so close to me. It's just not that I don't feel the tension. It's just the way I want you to come closer.
Show me love, 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 show me love.
Show me love, put your body on top of mine and hold me like you'll never let me go. It feels like I've been giving you the best of me and you just keep on letting me down. I can taste it with your lips on mine that you don't love me like you did that night. I'm so nervous that you'll never feel the same and you'll never find a place in my arms. Hey, show me love, 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 show me love. I'm not asking you for much, just give me something to feel. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Call me up if you feel a little lonely. I wanna spend some more time with you, 'cause I'm anxious to know what you feel for me now. Just give me something. I can taste it with your lips on mine that you don't love me like you did that night. I'm so nervous that you'll never feel the same and you'll never find a place in my arms. top of mine and hold me like you'll never let me go. It feels like I've been giving you the best of me, and you just keep on letting me down. I can't taste it with your lips on mine, that you don't love me like you did that night. I'm so nervous that you'll never feel the same. And you'll never find a place in my arms. Hey, show me love, 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 show me love. I'm not asking you for much, just give me something to feel. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Call me up.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, man? Welcome, man. Welcome back, DeVar. It's been a long time, man. It's like we haven't seen each other for like, God, for a few weeks now, right? Yeah, it's been a hot little minute, man. It's been a real hot minute. Yeah. Yeah, man, everything is good over here. Hold on a second. It seems like, all right, it seems like I'm only getting my volumes right now. Now, where would your volumes be? Audio input capture, audio output capture. You should be right there. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure I get you in here, DeVar, because I don't want to have a whole show and it's just me talking to myself.
No problem. No problem.
So that's gonna be USB device. Go ahead and talk for me.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah,
testing
here we go.
1 2.
There we go. Live and in effect.
Live and ready.
Yes, no one.
Where's my phone?
Your phone? I don't know,
Oh,
bro.
I see it.
I can't see it from all the way over here, bro.
Start sending out my messages here. Let them know that
that we live and in effect, and we're back in the
know that we live.
Yeah, me too. Got to do the same. Well, it's been a long. Well, you know what? We're not gonna both do it at the same time because, you know, it takes a little bit of. I'll let you go, and then when I come in, I'll go. But it's been like I was saying, man. It's been a good time, and I hope the family is well and everything. As you guys can see, we're down 2 right now. We have 7th Avenue. Actually, 7th Avenue sent in a video for us to comment on. So we're gonna get to that here in just a minute. And John, unfortunately, his daughter had a toddler moment. Just, you know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
yeah. But hopefully he'll be here in a minute. Happy New Year to Shelly Speaks Truth. Happy New Year to you. We see your comment there. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Coming up in the show for you, as you can see from the title, 2020 recap and the 2021 plans. And really and truly what we're going to do is we're going to try to look at over all of 2020 and see what kind of lessons can we possibly learn that we can take into 2021 with us. Well, that's what I want to do. You know, what do you think, DeVar? How you feeling?
I'm on the same page, man. I think we need to reflect on everything that has happened. So, what did we learn from last year? What are we currently learning now, despite all these crazy things going on at the current moment? And then talk about moving forward. Like hopefully we can get into everything, talk about what we have to talk about, touch on certain topics, but also kind of leave people with some hope, man, because I think that's what's most needed at this moment. It's really what's missing. Like there's such a divide in line right now, and it's crazy, and it almost, if it wasn't for me being hopeful, it almost looks like it's beyond repair. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
it's looking crazy for real, for real. It's looking real crazy. I try, honestly, Devar, to be quite honest with you, bro. I've been not. I can't say tried to not pay attention. I just have not been paying attention. I've been super busy, so I've been kind of like in my own world. So, like last night into this morning is when people are telling me that really it looks like America is under chaos.
yep.
All what's going on in DC, and you know what the funniest part about it is, I figure, when I started hearing about it, I was like, okay, well, there's always, as soon as whenever I get a free moment, when I'm in the bathroom or whatever the case might be, I'll pull up some videos and just see for myself, put some eyes on what's been going on. Wouldn't you know, there's no link. I mean, wouldn't you know there's no I'm not seeing no real like small people videos, because I'm typing in all the keywords to see, and I'm when the Chaz thing was happening, and right now there's a lot of people with video cameras all over the place, and
Right.
they're putting this stuff on YouTube, so it's not like nobody's out there putting it out there, but I'm having a hard time coming up with stuff, bro. I'm hearing that there was people inside of what building was it? There was one of those government buildings in Washington D.C. Apparently, people took it over, and they were in there like taking pictures of Nancy Pelosi's office, and they were like
Yep.
feet up on the desk and stuff like that. Stuff has been wiped from YouTube pretty much, because I've been looking. Well, I've been looking for a little, like.
So you've never seen it?
Nah.
You haven't seen it?
Nah,
Man.
because I don't do like regular news.
I've seen all of them, man. All of them.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Here's here's my take on that.
Mhm.
Like, that is one of the most potentially one of the most heavily guarded places.
That's what it's supposed to be, right?
How? My question is how. Everyone talks about, oh, they invaded the White House. That was not an invasion. That was an invitation. There was no invasion there. They were let in. Like when you look at certain videos, you see the protesters.
Mhm.
They're on one side.
Right.
And then when the camera pans to the other side, you see them opening the gate and letting people come in.
Oh,
And
really?
I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Why aren't they showing this part of it?
Yeah.
And the crazy
Because
thing is,
that's not the part that doesn't fit the agenda.
yeah, but here's the thing. The people are the one putting this information out. And I'm talking about Democrat and Republican. You know what I mean? They're putting out the same videos. Maybe they have their own spin on it or their own take on it. What I saw
Mhm.
was people being invited in to the White House. Now, they did break a window.
Okay.
I did see that. I don't know what section that was. I don't know where that was, but I did see video of them breaking a window. And the crazy thing is, they're only showing that same clip. How many windows are there?
Gotta been a lot. There's a lot of people.
And there was a lot of people there.
So
Do you mean to tell me you have picture of one window being broken?
here's my thing, right? Here's my thing.
Uh-huh.
I know that things like this get agitated. I got my little sneak peek of it in back when George Floyd thing was going on, and the Black Lives Matters things came here.
Right.
And there were regular protests, regular peaceful protests, and after a while the peaceful protesters would be leaving and the agitators would come. And while the agitators were coming is when the news cameras were coming to set up. Like, they weren't setting up all day when the actual protest was going on, but as soon as the agitation started rolling in is when the news cameras was rolling in with the agitators. It's almost as if they came on the same bus.
I was just about to say that. And the crazy thing is, they don't put two and two together when they talk about that. Like, when you're talking about people who typically lean to the right, they'll look at that situation and be like, oh, look at these BLM protesters or whatever, they're criminals, this and that. Well, there's some friends of mine who do support that movement,
Right.
and there's some friends of mine who have been out there, and then you see people who say they are a part of that, but you know, they're wreaking havoc all over the place. But then when I talk to friends of mine who were actually, you know, had feet on the ground in certain areas, they're like, no, we weren't doing that.
Right.
They came after us. You know, we started noticing certain things. They were there before us. But the crazy thing is, if I can look at that and say, okay, I have my own issues with BLM, but it's more so the corporate side of things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, it's not an issue with the with everything on the ground level, but we can get into that, as apply that same logic to what we saw yesterday. You mean to tell me everyone out there was trying to agitate?
No, absolutely not.
You know, everyone out there was trying, but the way the media is putting it, it's like that. So my thing is, you can't have it both ways.
You know, the funny thing is,
You know what I mean? You
you
can't.
but they do. They have their cake and they eat it too. You know, and that's just what they do. The funny thing is, like, when I was starting out this whole venture is when this all happened, and it all happened to be on the YouTube channel, because, you know, I was out there and I was so fresh with the YouTube thing that I was just trying to catch everything, right? And there's some excitement going on, so let me catch everything. And it's funny because that whole thing kind of played out on video, right? And today, one of my Facebook friends watched him, or, you know, not yet today, but yesterday, I did see, before he went, they took a picture and posted a picture, Next Stop DC. You know what I mean? And we're commenting on it and stuff like that. And then I remember probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I sent a text. It was another speech. We had another talk, and he was just letting me know that they had got out of there before, you know, any signs of any trouble. Because I was just like, you know, guys, be careful or whatever. And they were like, yeah, no, we already got out of there. So just saying that to say, it's just like what happened here with the Black Lives Matter thing. It's just like we're saying, the peaceful people were, you know, going home, and here comes the agitators and the news cameras, and here's what we see. Here's what the media has to report. But I gave up the news last year.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, they really they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and you know, if they're the fine line that was driven, the media was the vehicle that drove that fine line between these two. You know what I mean? Because there's certain information that you had access to, and there was certain information that you couldn't get. And then, you know, when you talk to certain people, it's like, you know, they're so stuck on a side. And that's the scary part, man. It's like, okay, you're not going to look at this thing objectively.
No.
You're not going to, you know, they don't even want to hear it. You know, and when I talk to certain people, it's like, okay, well, let's dive into this. Let's look at this. Oh, there's no need to. What do you mean there's no need to? Of course there is.
No, they can't.
You got to look at everything.
No, you can't reason. No, absolutely not.
Either look at everything or don't look at anything at all.
Yeah, no.
You know?
You know, no, and you know, while we're saying that, and that's the thing. Look at everything, or not look at anything at all. And the theme of the show, we want to look at the whole of what we've been going through. You know what I'm saying? Look at the whole of what happened over 2020, and kind of, I guess, see what we can come up with on maybe, hopefully, where we're going. You know, because like,
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead, talk to me.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know.
Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still hopeful. I still think we could get through this, but
Uh-huh.
you know, it's gonna be different. Like what I saw yesterday was it. It was crazy. It left me speechless. It was like, okay, this is what we've resorted to. This is what we're doing.
In what aspect, though?
Well, visually, when most people, they focus on the surface level.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? On the surface level, it looks terrible. And the way the media painted it was like, you know, Trump send his goons out there, try to bully to get into the White House.
Right.
Here's my thing. Trump felt that he was cheated out
Mhm.
of the election. He's doing everything he can to get a second term. If this is the case, let's go with what they say, and let's say it's true. He did call them to go out there and start trouble. What does he think the outcome is gonna be?
So
I would like to give him a little bit more credit than that. For him to say, you know,
do you think?
he sent these people out there and they were supposed to take over, and he was really going to be sitting in the White House as commander in chief for another 4 years after that? Like no one's that stupid.
Nope.
Not even,
Are-
not
but are
Trump
they
and not
really-
Biden.
Are they really? But is Trump and Biden might not be stupid, but I guess people really think that, because that's the narrative out here. Like I'm hearing normal, even people that I consider with with good sense. I'm not even going to go and discredit it. People that I consider with good sense are saying things like, you know, Trump with his what's it called, rhetoric is the one that turned it up in the Capitol yesterday. When really and truly, like, people, I mean, the self-accountability times, I mean,
It reminds me of you know, a few months ago when you had those BLM protests and people were saying that you know, people who kind of lean more to the right, they were
Mhm.
putting it all on Joe Biden.
mhm.
And you know, Pelosi and, you know,
Yeah.
people who tend to lean left, they were saying, you know, they were saying no, it was peaceful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Technically, they're both right. Here's the thing. Here's what I think. There's a third party that is in here.
It's invisible.
No, they're there,
Yeah.
but they're chameleons. I think there's an infiltration going on. Now, call it a conspiracy or whatever you call it. I think,
There's definite infiltration going on. What do you mean think it's conspiracy?
But here's the-
Let's
but what
just
I'm-
call it straight, Jamar.
but what I'm saying is, I'm talking about, go back to the BLM protests.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely believe the majority of people were out there to protest. Then you had the agitators come.
Absolutely.
I think
absolutely
the same
so.
thing happened yesterday.
Absolutely.
I think the same thing happened yesterday.
Yeah.
The problem is, depending on who I'm talking to, remember, there's a line and people are sticking to their line. So depending on who I'm talking to, if they happen to lean to the left, they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They want to say it is Trump. Trump sent them out, and that's it. People who lean to the right, when they go back to the protests in BLM, they don't want to say that there were peaceful protesters out there
Right.
and someone came in and agitated. You know what I mean? So no one's listening to each other, and we're never gonna get anywhere by doing that. But people don't see that.
But that's
Moving
part of the
forward,
great
you're gonna
divide.
make it dangerous for a lot of people. Exactly.
Yeah, it's and yeah, exactly. They're gonna make it very, very dangerous for a lot of people. You know, because, and that's all you hear, and you're seeing out there. Oh, these patriots and these you know, the patriots doing this, and then you bring up the Black Lives Matter situation, and it's like, oh, now the story just completely changes completely. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same thing now because these people were breaking down statues and well, didn't these people just take over a freaking government occupied government building?
Yep. But here's the thing. If that was supposed to be a takeover,
Mhm.
one, it was the lamest takeover I've ever seen. You know, it's like you got one window broken. Don't get me wrong. I think it was about 5 or 6 people who ended up losing their lives.
Oh no!
One
Oh
one
no!
person, yeah, one person who went to go protest, you know, ended up getting shot by the police. I don't know the situation. I don't know exactly what happened, but you know, she was shot in the neck and then she was in critical condition and she ended up passing away. And then I heard there was more casualties after that. You know, condolences to the families of
Yes,
those
yes,
individuals who had to go through that.
definitely.
Um, but now you're hearing people who, you know, are more to the left. They're saying, well, hey, w- um, basically they get what they deserve. You know, I feel no sympathy for them, and it's and I'm looking at the timeline and looking at the post. It's like, okay, that's how you feel, but then you know, go back because I'm comparing the two. I'm holding them side by side, and I'm seeing so many parallels
Uh huh.
in this thing.
Uh huh. Uh-huh.
It's like you flip the coin, but the face is the same. It's just a different color.
It's just a different
One
color.
side is red. It's a two-headed coin. It's not heads and tails. It's a two-headed coin. One side is red and one side is blue. And
Man,
you have
listen,
the
bro.
same thing happening. But the problem is when you do the compare and contrast and you see that they are doing the same things and you see that there's this mysterious third party agitator
Mm-hmm.
that seems to always show up at the
Always
right
at the
time
perfect time. The
and
perfect
no one
time.
is paying attention to that.
And except for the news media because they always show up with them.
Yeah, but the news media, they where's my left hand? This is my left hand. That's the news media right there. That's how they lean. And they doing that. Remember Michael Jackson in Moonwalker?
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they lean.
leaning. Lean to the
That's
side,
how they
don't
lean
fall.
to the left. They
Listen,
that's how
listen.
they lean into the left.
We got a comment on what is it? What is that platform called? The one that everybody's getting swept off of YouTube.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that one. On YouTube, Shelly says Trump has been banned from Facebook indefinitely. What are your thoughts on it? Honestly, I saw some posts about something like people were saying like, oh, you know, Trump could use my thing or whatever, but I honestly didn't even know that was a real thing. So if you can give me some more insight, you have any insight on that, Devar?
This is the first I'm hearing that.
Yeah, me too. So if you could let
first
us
I'm
know
hearing
why he got banned from man, let me see if I would want to say look it up.
Yeah, but they've been coming for his head for a while. Like we don't even need to.
Yeah.
I mean, you could look it up. You know,
Honestly,
see the
I don't.
information there, but they've been waiting for this moment. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
they've
you
been
see
doing. That's my
It's-
thing.
it's-
Is like it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Let's say we can go over just back the 1 year, but it's been 4 freaking years now. It's been 4 freaking years now, and it's been the same thing. Like I'm hearing right now. You know, there's a narrative out there that Trump has never accepted the election results. Well, okay, they just got certified yesterday. I mean, there was nothing to accept until yesterday.
And he also conceded yesterday.
And he also conceded yesterday. But nobody wants to put facts together. They didn't want to go with what the media told them. The media's been telling them for
No,
for
but
2
here's the
months now.
thing. They say he conceded. They say he conceded, but he didn't condemn the acts of the agitators.
Who cares?
And I'm looking and I'm saying, okay, he said he you know, wanted peace and this and that. And I'll be honest with you, here's my my personal feelings on it. I'm like, I try to look at it for what it is. And I told someone this today. I'm like, you know, because you have a lot of people out there who I guess I would say wear the shell of pro-blackness.
The shell of pro
They
blackness.
wear that
Oh, they
shell.
wear the shell. Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
they wear the shell of pro-blackness, and they always show up at certain points. But then when you dig a little deeper,
Hmm.
it gets to the point where they're basically writing it off like, well, I said what I said, and this is it. And there's no diving deep into the situation, and we never get anywhere when we do that.
Oh no.
I say that, I say that to say this. I told someone, who was of that, I don't know if it's an ideology or whatever you want to call it, but they hold the position of being pro-black, which I think that's something that is lived, not necessarily said. I don't have to tell anyone that I'm pro-black. You look at
Right.
my existence and you look at what I do for our people as well as other people as well, and you see it.
It,
Certain things you don't have to say, you don't have to keep repeating it. So I say that to say this. I told someone, I'm like, look, if you are so on this pro-black side, why are you so caught up in two white men fighting over the White House, literally called the White
the
House?
White House. Right.
And you're getting your energy caught up into this. And um how is that serving you, and how is it serving the black community, and how is it affecting the younger ones coming up, seeing this happen, seeing grown men and women who have no kind of self-control and not thinking logically. Don't get me wrong, when it's time to throw down, it's time to throw down. However, every situation is not like that.
Right.
And this was bubbling for a while. People were fed up. The country is divided. There's people who legitimately feel like it was stolen. Their feelings may be wrong, they may be right. The problem is the media did not show the whole story. They pick and choose what they wanted you to see. And if it was so wrong, what they should have did was take this opportunity to put everything on display for the world to see,
Right. And guys,
and then let people make their own decisions.
yes, absolutely right. Guys, if you're watching this on Facebook, the stream is not going to continue on Facebook. We are going to kill the stream on Facebook, so we want you to come over to YouTube. Join us on YouTube. The stream is going to be ending here shortly on Facebook, but on YouTube, Shelly Speaks Truth says she says, Trump's already been banned. No, this is a Facebook comment from our boy Seventh Ave. Our boy Seventh Ave. He couldn't make it with us right now, but he's with us. He's still with us in spirit. He's and he sent in a video. We're gonna get to your video here in a few, Seventh Ave. We're trying to see if we can wait until John to get in before we play that and answer those questions for you. But he says and only one person got shot. How? There was three dead from medical emergencies. Yeah, that's kind of crazy that three died from medical emergencies. Like, what kind of medical emergencies? Like, was it a trampling or something like
I
that?
don't know. I don't think they disclosed that information.
Okay.
I mean, maybe they did. I haven't, like I said, the news is coming so fast that it's hard to keep up with sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been staying away from it. I really have been staying away from it because you see, DeVar, I fully know what you're saying is correct. It's not a belief. You understand? Like, I saw it with my own eyes, bro. You know what I mean? I was out there and I saw it. I saw it happen. I saw we were all going home, and like it was all orchestrated, and
Yes,
it was so
they were very organized. We're
Right.
talking about with the BLM.
with the Black Lives Matter protests.
yeah,
Yeah, when they came here to Fort Lauderdale, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And
They were very, very organized,
And
and it was literally organized chaos. Chaos is not that organized. Like, if someone's gonna agitate, it's not so perfectly orchestrated for the media just to be there and be in the right place and, to get these shots. They try to make it look random, but it's not random, you
Wow.
know? And the same thing applies to yesterday. The problem is, depending on your line, where you stand, you're not going to give credence to the other side. You're not going to look at it objectively
No, you
like that.
won't.
And that's the
And
problem.
that's the problem. More people, if more people just kind of like relax and just take a deep breath and fall back a minute and just realize that, hey, there's a huge con game going on out there, and it's going on through the insides of both sides.
Yep.
So and you really just can't listen. Godspeed said, Gospel Iron, Godspell Iron says, YouTube is lagging. You guys are being too hardcore. I guess you got to calm it down a little bit, Devar.
Uh-oh.
Keep up the good work. Say, keep up the good work. Your voices are influencing the people who need to hear this. But I mean, honestly, really and truly, that's all. That's really what it is, man. Both of these parties are I feel like have been infiltrated from the inside out.
Yeah, but that
even-
was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. The issue that we're having here is what Trump did when he got in office was he kind of disrupted that illusion that they were keeping up, like they were
Yeah.
dueling parties. There was one side and then another side.
Mhm.
But if that is the case, when you look at it now, Trump is like that outsider. I always tell people when you look at it, think of it like a deck of cards. All of the previous presidents were like, the kings in the deck of the cards.
Mhm.
Obama, you can say he was the ace in the deck of cards.
Right. Okay. Yeah, they pulled him out of there.
But then
Ace in the hole.
you have Trump.
Trump card.
What card do you think he was?
He's a Trump. He's a what's it called? The Trump. He trumps them all. He's the diamond.
He was
He's
he
a-
was that
Like
he
two
was
of
that-
diamonds. If you play in
in
spades.
my opinion, he was the Joker.
The Joker.
The one they didn't take seriously, but if you play that card right, before you know it, it's gonna be a problem.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Right.
They did not, you know what I mean?
But funny
Hillary
enough,
was,
the Joker is the Trump card.
yeah. But that's
Yes.
what but I put it like that for a reason, because people don't realize how much power the Joker has in the deck. And no one likes the Joker unless the Joker's on their side.
Unless the Joker's on their side. If you pull the Joker out, like if you're playing if you're playing a game and the Joker's not involved in the game and we forgot to take out a brand new deck of cards, then you get pissed off. You forgot to take off the Joker. But let you with
Yep.
playing something where the Joker's wild, man. Please listen.
Exactly.
We have another YouTube comment. We have the prayer. Somebody I hands up the praying. Another one says, have you seen the police officers open up and pulling people inside of the Capitol? No, I haven't seen that. Have you seen that? Another one says, people still making it
think they're
about black
referring
and a white thing.
I think they're referring to the video that I was talking about. Like you see them kind of open up these gates
Mm-hmm.
and they're letting people in. These are officers
wow. I guess
letting people
letting
in.
people into the thing. Well, that's what I'm telling you. It's orchestrated. So I mean,
It has to be orchestrated, man. There's no way a grassroots movement, like if it was just supporters going there. I know people who were there and they say they didn't get into the building. There's a certain set of people who got into that building
mhm.
and they did not infiltrate. They were escorted into the building
Okay.
and they broke that window. Show me any other windows broken. If they're wreaking havoc on a place, come on, man.
Come on.
You've
Yeah.
seen some of those riots a few
Right.
months ago. Cars burning. You mean to tell me not one fire in
Right.
there? No one smoked. No one has a lighter.
Right. Right. As far as the
You know what I mean?
yeah, as far as the people still make it as a black and white thing, that's just another divide, and the way that we're being controlled is by a divide, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like any which way possible to divide us. That's what's being shoved down our throats. Whether it's political divide, whether it's the divide versus gay versus straight people divide, or it's a colorism divide, or a classism divide, or it's all control. It's all control. If
Here's the all they want.
mhm,
Don't get me wrong.
mhm,
I love our people.
mhm,
I'll always love our people. I
Right.
don't hide it. But on the same note, there's certain people who look just like us